A real screamer never dies. He just falls apart a little bit.
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the G1 STARSCREAM. So here we are, and there he is. And first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Now, this is an original box. The toy not so much, but this is an original 1984 box, as you can see, because it's pretty beaten up. But here we have STARSCREAM on the side. He is Decepticon Air Commander STARSCREAM, transforms from plane to robot and back. On the top here you have start, change, finish. On this side of the box, you got STARSCREAM. On this side of the box, you got STARSCREAM. On the bottom, Transformers, bloody. On the back of the box, you have that lovely classic G1 artwork there. Somebody cut this piece out of the box. And here you have the tech specs if that interests you, and his bio if you want to read it. And that's basically it. I'm not going to throw this. This is an original box. It's already beaten up enough as it is. I'm just going to set this down over here nice and gently. There we go. That's it for the packaging. Then moving right along, here we have STARSCREAM. Now this isn't an original 1984 STARSCREAM. This is a reissue. It's not the current reissue that you can buy at Walmart right now. This reissue is printed on the side here. I don't know if you can see it right there. 2002. This is a 2002 reissue of STARSCREAM. So it is a reissue, just not the current reissue that you can go out and buy right now. But still, it's my little G1 Screamer, and I do quite love him. And here he is in his jet mode. Very G1-y, very STARSCREAM-y, as it should be. And up front here, you got the nice Decepticon symbol. You do have the transparent cockpit section here, which can open. And of course, you have the sticker detailing on him as well. Decepticon symbols there on the wings. The red, white, and blue tail fins going on. Got the rear thrusters. Got the rolling landing gears. There's the top. There's the bottom. Of course, you do have the firing missiles. Pew! Yay, firing missiles. Pew! And pieces that fall off. Pew! You know it's G1 when pieces just start falling off. Oh, the memories. Anyway. And of course, right up top here, we have the rub sign, which will probably not work because it's cold down here. And my hands are cold, so probably not too much heat is going to be generated here. Nope. If I rub it, just create some friction here. Will that work? Yeah, very slightly. Okay, time to use some good old-fashioned movie magic. Come on, movie magic. Work your magic, movie magic. Full power! There you go. Look, he's a Decepticon. Yay! Alright, so there you go. So there you have that. And so now for comparison, here he is with the reissue G1 Bumblebee that I just reviewed. There you go. And here he is with G1 Optimus Prime. So there you go. There you have it for the jet mode. You know what? I've told this story before, but you know what? I'm going to tell it again just because I had a G1 STARSCREAM when I was a kid, and this is the reason why I don't complain about parts forming. I never complain about parts forming. This is exactly why. Because I grew up in the age of parts forming. This is the era I grew up in, you know, and for those of you who are children of the 80s like I am, you grew up in the age of parts forming as well, so really you shouldn't complain about it either. But the reason I never complain about parts forming is because I had a G1 STARSCREAM when I was a kid. I had this toy when I was a kid. You know how much of a G1 STARSCREAM I had when I was a kid? This is how much. I'm going to show you exactly what my G1 STARSCREAM looked like. I'm going to show you exactly. There we go. See all this? All this? There we go. All that? Gone. This was my G1 STARSCREAM. This is my childhood right here. This is how much of a G1 Starscream I had when I was a kid, because I think my father bought this for me at like a flea market or something. He had none of his parts. This is all it was, but it was Starscream, so I wanted it. He bought it for me. He probably paid all of like $1 for it. And this was my G1 Starscream. He didn't transform into a jet. He was basically a dart. He was Dart Scream. That's basically what was going on here. But I loved him. I loved him, and I had fun with him, and I used that thing called imagination that people deny exists right now for some reason. But no, I had fun. I had fun with my G1 Starscream. I loved my Dart Scream. I loved him dearly. He was still a noble warrior. You could just, hey. It made him more sleek. It made him more aerodynamic. So this is my childhood, and this is why I don't complain about parts forming, because, I had a good number of Transformers when I was a kid. None of them were complete. None of them had all their parts. So, I don't cry about parts forming because I had Dart Scream when I was a kid, and I was grateful. And I was happy, and I had fun with them. Again, this was my childhood. But let's get down to transformation. Shall we? Let's transform Dart Scream here. Let me raise up a little bit first. As always, G1 toy, very simple. Just flip down his toes here. You just come in here, and you just bring this down. You just push out his arms. They'll come out to the side. Take this section of the nose cone. Just bend that in. Feed that through his body. Swing all that around. This will come up. Bring that back. And there you go. And there is my G1 Starscream in his robot mode. Because again, this is all I had. This is all of a G1 Starscream I had when I was a kid. So this was my G1 Starscream. He was a skinny dude with stumps, but he was a noble warrior. He was a noble warrior. He couldn't punch you, but he could poke you in the eye with his stumps. That's what he did. That was his power right there. He could stump you. He could stump you. And he did it. He did it with pride. But people today are spoiled rotten, and they still complain, this toy doesn't have wrist joints. This thing sucks. My toy didn't have wrists. Shut up. This was my childhood. Spoiled rotten, still complain. So let me put the rest of them together here. Let's take the missiles off. And we'll just put these back on. Of course, they're not sitting where they're supposed to sit. They're supposed to be up here, but of course on the G1 toy they sat back here. Just angle them back. Give him his fins back, his tail fins. I forget how the tail fins go. Hold up. I need to look at the box. I've actually forgotten how this goes. Do they go? Okay, still sit back. Okay. Just have to look at the box, double check here, make sure. Okay, so these still go like that. But these go this way, like that. I think. Am I doing this right? It's a G1 toy, and I'm still not sure if I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right. Okay, I had to look at the box there. All right. I got that. Now we'll put on his hands, because his hands and his wrists were separate pieces. There we go. I'm so happy I finally have a Starscream with wrists and hands. You have no idea. Looks like boxing gloves, really. There you go. And then you take out these missile tips here, and you replace them with the proper null ray tips. And of course, you can shoot these if you want to. And these go on his arms, as they should on the Starscream. And of course, he has the landing gear left over, because you couldn't do anything with this, because his landing gear was a separate piece, and you can't store it anywhere, because you just can't. It's a G1 toy. This happens. You're gonna have just parts that you can't do anything with. You know why? Because it's a G1 toy, and that's why all of my G1 toys, and probably a lot of you had G1 toys that were incomplete, because you had all these spare pieces lying around and you lost them. Your pets ate them or something, or they just rolled under the couch and disappeared into the void. It happens. That's just G1. That's my childhood. It's a lot of us childhoods right there. There you go. There you have G1 Starscream in his full robot mode. And, you know, it's a G1 toy. It's a G1 toy. Let's get it close here so we can take a look. And that beautiful noggin of his. His eyes are just one big sticker. One big gold sticker. And of course, you have the sticker detailing up there. Stickers on the sides. Stickers there. Stickers on his feet. And he's got his null rays going on. His boxing gloves. That's what they look like anyway. And his big old wings. You can angle those. Bring them back if you want. Do whatever you want. Angle them however you wish. As always, your toy. Display it how you wish. Articulation-wise, if you kind of undo that, you could kind of have him looking up. You could do that. That's kind of weird, but hey, you can make him a cone head if you want to. Doesn't take much if you want to make him a cone head. The arms can rotate into a full 360. They can move in and out this way due to the transformation. Nothing at the wrists because his wrists are just clipped onto his arms. Again, the wings, you know, can rotate, move forward and back if you want. Legs can't do anything. They don't move. It's a G1 toy. His toes can move up. Doesn't serve much purpose, but hey, it's a thing that moves. There you go. That's all there is to it. Of course, you can shoot his missiles. You can do that if you want. Fun times, fun times, fun times had by all. So there you have that. And now for comparison. Here he is with Bumblebee. Here he is with G1 Prime. And here he is with old Trigger Crotch, G1 Megatron. And we'll bring in G1 Soundwave as well, my very floppy G1 Soundwave. He doesn't... There you go. So you can see how those three look together. And it's just precious. So precious. So there you have a G1 Screamer. You know, some more G1-y goodness. And just takes me back to the good old days with my Dark Scream. Little skinny do with stumps. Memories. Now, of course, you can hunt down the current reissue Starscream that is available at your local Walmarts. If you want something a bit more vintage, obviously you're going to have to go through the secondary market, eBay, and whatnot. And for your other Transformers needs, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com, linked in the description down below, so you can check that out. You can also check out my G1 playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Transformers Generation 1 Starscream. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. I'm gonna have to rip you in half one of these days, Starscream. You realize that, don't you? Yes, I'm aware. Do you realize you have a trigger right where you are? Excuse me, sir! How may I help you today, Autobots? And by that I mean, how may I kill you today, Autobots? Well, I just wanted to inform you, sir, that I am, always being overlooked in my current place of employment, and I was wondering if maybe you had an opening around here. You're too small. What? You have bots that live in another guy's chest. Well, that's different. How? It just is. Okay, well, how about this? What are you doing, you fool? See, look, I can live in another guy's chest. See, look, easy. Not only is this uncomfortable, but it's quite rude.